stakeholders, and you can get into programs that'll help you and train you on how to build it. But that first step is you have to design a business model that is desirable.
When I initially moved back to Pensacola, I had a meeting with Lloyd. Lloyd invited me for breakfast, and I was telling him, man, I still have an idea for the entertainment industry. This is what I wanted to do. He was like, all right, I got Startup on the Blocks. So I need you to start coming to Startup on the Blocks and get a little more information on how to work through the tech ecosystem, and take your idea and we'll get you where you need to go. My company is called The Know, is an app that is streamlining business for the entertainment industry. Yeah, so if you're a musician, what you would do is pretty much jump on the platform, you'll create a profile, but the way we created the profile is pretty much a cleaner way. So now if they want more information about you, you'll connect your social media platforms, your streaming platforms, and that way they can go directly to it. What we also have included is your calendar. So pretty much you can set your days, you can set your price for your days and automate your booking. So initially talking to Lloyd, my idea was all here, it was there, it was over here, it was over there. It was like, all right, Quinn, I get it. You got a lot that you want to do, but we need you to bring it in just a little bit and then work on your pitch, your story, and how you're going to bring it full circle to get people to understand what you're trying to create.
Most of the programs here wasn't inclusive, and so we said we'll focus on helping founders of color. We also start at the beginning of the thing, at the idea stage, whereas a lot of the programs you see here locally, they start after you're up, and that's not very efficient unless if you don't have a lot of money, you can't recover from your mistakes. And the lean startup system, it actually helps you make mistakes faster before you spend a lot of money. You don't actually start building anything until you got customer buy-in.
There was a need for small businesses to bring brand awareness to their business. I see there's a lot of makers and bakers that they're making all of these goodies and these products, but they can't market it, they can't sell it at the same time, and there needs to be kind of like that middleman, that middle person to help bring economic growth to some of the small businesses in Pensacola. So Taste of Pensacola, I came up with that idea during the pandemic when I saw things at that time that Amazon couldn't fulfill. They didn't even have those products, but the local people in the community, they did. And so there was a ton of people coming out saying, hey, I make masks. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. All the local people here that are just as talented that can actually make those products. And so I wanted to kind of showcase who they were. So with Taste of Pensacola, our income streams, we have several of them. We have the corporate America. We do corporate gifting, just regular consumers, different Pensacola natives that don't live here that want to purchase our boxes, like a taste of weddings, distribution. So we also do bulk sales. So for a private airline, if they want some local snacks and goodies on their passenger flights, they will come to Taste of Pensacola and we will source their vendors here locally. And we'll give a small business owner an opportunity to have reoccurring monthly sales. I've always had a really big vision for Taste of Pensacola. I knew that it could go beyond just local. I know that maybe other communities could possibly use the same platform that I'm trying to build. And I always have these big visions, but I never know how to even get there. Where do I start? I know it's more than, there's a lot of technical things behind it. I know there's a lot of research, but that connection, I never had it until, thankfully, I met and was introduced to Startups on the Blocks and was able to just learn more about how to grow it in terms of data. Things I just never thought about, framework, words like traction. There's a lot of things that I just did not know about and language that I need to know in order to get funding for my business. There's just a lot that I didn't know.
I would go to the stores and look online. They didn't have a wide variety of natural hair products about 8 years ago. And the ones that they did have, the ingredients, it would say that they were all natural. And when I would research the ingredients, a lot of the ingredients were not natural. I make everything, my shampoo, conditioner, I have an oil that I make, and I have 2 different separate butters. Like I had some people who were completely bald and grew their hair. It's about giving women their confidence back in their hair. I have this salon and I have a second salon, and I have my products in about 5 beauty supply stores. So I need a manufacturer to keep up with the demand at this point. Startup on the Blocks has helped my business grow, send me to different people. I'm able to do different pitch competitions to apply for grants in the community for small businesses. Lloyd's a really good person to connect with. He has a lot of resources here in the community that can help small businesses grow. If you have a product out there and you're trying to go big time, he's the person that you would want to meet with.
So it's really important to have some type of support because 9 times out of 10, most founders start out on their own. And to have somebody that has an idea of how the ecosystem works and is able to tap into other resources and bring back to the community, and that pretty much has encountered some of the roadblocks or going through the same roadblocks that we're currently going through and understands where you're at, your culture and how you respond to things, is a big help because you don't really have too many people that have access to what we have access to here in the community. And a lot of people believe that you have to leave and go to bigger cities to do the things that we're doing here. But I mean, it's one thing to have exposure, but you have to actually know it's here in the community in order to take advantage of the resources. So I get approached and I talk to friends all the time that wants to either start an idea or hear that I'm actually doing the app and wants to know more information about how are you doing it or what's the process, what's the path. I'm like, man, we have somebody here, Startup on the Blocks, Lloyd Richard. And Lloyd is here, he's a great resource to the community and to founders that's trying to learn the ecosystem. So join Startup on the Blocks.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Startup on the Block. We're here on every Thursday, and we're glad to be here. I'm all excited. I was just down participating in a live networking event here in Pensacola and with founders and helping the founders learn about the startup ecosystem. So we're here every Thursday night. So we look forward to the event and sharing some knowledge. I'm going to be running solo this tonight, and I wanted to review some things because I'm running into founders and they're having trouble getting some of the resources they need. And so I think this is a good time to kind of go back and kind of revisit some of the actually the best practices so people can get the resources when they need them. And want to give a shout out to our sponsors. We were just downstairs with we have an entrepreneur and innovation ecosystem group here, and it's nobody owns it. Everybody's just trying to get together, and so it was supported by the minority chamber here, and also the Greater Pensacola Chamber as well. And that's them right here. But anyway, so the idea was to we want to make sure folks here in the local area are aware of the startup ecosystem and how to leverage it to kind of grow their startup. So we had a kickoff event, and it was fantastic. I had a good crowd. Apologize for the folks online in the networking. I did show up because I can't be at two places at one time already. So it's definitely been a journey with this program every Thursday night for since August 2013. We put a lot of work into curating resources for founders to use, but we couldn't have did it without our sponsors. So some of the resources we have are funded by Florida Power and Light here, and also another one of their programs that they have for Black businesses. So we're excited about that. And another resource we have for founders is through Startup Science. The gentleman who built that platform to help founders learn how to talk to investors, how to get into programs. So he had went through 12 exits, and he put everything he learned in that program. So we offer that to all founders for free. And let's see, we partnered with PitchBob to kind of leverage some AI to help founders as well. So we've been having a few founders go through that. Vince, one of our coaches, he went through that, I guess maybe yesterday or something, and he said it took him an hour and a half to get through it because they ask you a bunch of questions about what you're building, and so it's a good resource to actually use. And I'll be showing some more similar resources. The BIT Foundation, we are working with the founders from the BIT Foundation. We worked with over 200 of those founders last year. I was talking to one of them today from Trinidad, and he's getting ready to get some funding. So he's all excited. So, the hard work actually pays off, and that's a good example of a founder out there has a product, but their business model, the pricing model is not scalable. So he leveraged the BIT startup program to actually learn some of the best practice and how to do his pricing model. And so now he's out there having some success. We also love the banks, like the First Bank. They've been supporting us for several years now, and also Renaissance came on last year, and so we're glad that they're part of what we're doing as well. Innisfree Hotel, I always have to give a shout out to them because they've put up money for our first 5 or 6 pitch competitions, and so that was great to kind of help them. And so I'll talk a little bit more about them in a little bit because they're helping us do some more stuff this year, and we're really, really excited about that. So the ecosystem, we provide most services to founders for free. And like I said, if you're a founder out there, we can get you access to the training so we can close your knowledge gap to kind of move forward. And founders tend to take that information for granted, but it's the literally thing that kind of gets you how to communicate with all the startup ecosystem programs, the investors, and all that good stuff. And so, see here what we're gonna do next. So tonight we're gonna review the Startup Best Practices Playbook. When we got started back in 2020, that's all we had was a playbook. So now we got a bunch of resources, and I do want to mention we keep getting more resources. So we have partnered with Make Startups, and we're going to have some additional training resources for founders as well. So there's no shortage of resources if you're out there, and it's just a matter of you having a goal of what you want to accomplish as a founder. All of our events, we do them every Thursday, and if you need the links to reach out to us, you can actually get the events at kakuainstitute.org. And also, if you want to get access to our programs, kakuainstitute.org, and click the Get Started link and just look at all the stuff there, and you'll be good to go. So the big thing that's happening next month, and I'll put the link in a little later for the Black Founders Innovation Summit. We're having our first annual Black Founders Innovation Summit, and I'm going to go over some of that information here. I'll go ahead and let's see if I can get that information up. Okay, so let's so the link to that, I'll go ahead and post it. It's Black Founder Innovation Summit Kakua Institute.org, and you can get to the registration page. I'm a slow typer here, but I'll get it in here. .org. Okay. Yes. So let's see. Yes. So that's the link. Black Founder Innovation Summit, KakuaInstitute.org, and it will take you to this page here. And we're having an event here in Pensacola, Florida. And so here's the registration button. So here's the lineup. So on Friday afternoon from 5 to 8, we're going to have registration and networking. That's going to be at the Kakua Institute, our home office here in Pensacola. And then, so the following morning, we're going to move over here to the Villiers Square, just 1 block over from the Kakua Institute. And we're going to start off with registration at 8 o'clock. And this lady here, she is the greatest. And she'll be on next week to kind of, tell you a little bit more about what she's going to be talking about, Dr. LaTanya White. And she's part of another program here in Florida where she's got a curriculum for dynastic wealth, and so her keynote on that morning is going to be on dynastic wealth, and so that's a real treat to get that. So she's also been here on the Startup on the Blocks and best practices, and so we're looking forward to hearing that. And one of the biggest challenges we have with founders is the mindset. So she's also going to do our first workshop that morning on the innovation mindset. So all about innovation. Startups, they have to do, founders, their team has to do continuous innovation. So that definitely requires a mindset. And if you have any questions about the summit, just feel free to ask or put them in the chat, and I'll be glad to. So Rose is the super lady. She's got an engineering firm, and she's another Florida graduate, and so she knows all about AI and getting your data ready to use AI. And I'm kind of jealous of Rose. She was out at the NVIDIA conference this week, so I'm can't wait to chat with her and see what she learned out there. But companies like NVIDIA, they have startup programs. They have their inception program. And so if you're doing anything that requires a lot of computational stuff, but Rose, she's dynamic. She and Latanya and I, we're all part of the Black Innovation Alliance, and which is a international organization for folks who work with startup founders. Then we're going to have lunch, and then we're going to the Black Innovation Leaders of Florida tour. We're going to start the afternoon panels, and this you definitely don't want to miss this. We have another female founder that just signed up today to participate in this, and I'll update this with her information. So she's been out there winning pitch competitions and doing some of the best practices of what we've been trying to make sure you all learn and understand. Yeah, that's how you fund your startup idea. You go out there and you learn how to pitch your business model. You tell people what you're building in a clear and concise way, how you make money, and you can get the help you need to build your team and to build the product or service that you're trying to do it. Adrian, we had him on a few weeks ago, and also Caleb. Adrian is a product development guy. If you want to learn about how to develop your product that's for your startup, that's the guy you need to talk to. Caleb is unique. He took his grandmother's healing recipe, and now he's launching it all over the world. So he's going to share some insights on how he did that. And then everybody always wants money, capital, and there's some best practices for building for getting capital. And so we're excited. We're going to have a great panel with Cherise. She runs a startup program here in Florida. Corey, he's an accredited investor, and he's been participating in 4 startups that had exits. Kalina, she's a part of a new program here in Florida, the Black Business Innovation Fund. So she'll tell you about that money that's available. And Dr. Wanda, she knows all about how to get the SIBR funding, all about STTR funding. So you're literally in for a treat, and we may end up getting another person on that panel as well. So things are looking good. The form for registration form is pretty simple. So just go over there, and we're just collecting some demographic information, what stage you're at, if you're going to do the in-person version or online version, and how you feel about innovation. You can let us know how you feel. And these are a couple other questions we have on here, and we want you to check here which of the other workshops you're most excited about. So what the top 3 that you're most excited about, and it takes less than a minute to fill out that form, and you're good to go. If you know some folks that want to actually sponsor, we have some great sponsor opportunities. Since we're doing a thing on innovation, we're our corporate sponsors. We're offering them some different levels. So, and when you think about innovation, if you're at the idea stage, that's not innovation. You have to kind of do something with that idea, and these are kind of the phases of innovation you go through. So the good news here, there's no charge for you to attend the event, but we're looking for corporate sponsors to help fund the event. And so you can, if you want to help out, we can definitely use your help. And so this is our approach of making the summit available for you at no charge. And then we also have some the ability to sponsor some of the workshops and also the online streaming. So that's it. If you have any questions about the deal here, and I do think I have one more thing I can share with you. Go back to innovation. So we're starting to get the logos for our partners and our sponsors. Of course, the Black Innovation Leaders of Florida. So every couple of months or so, the Black Innovation Leaders of Florida are doing like an innovation tour. So it's Pensacola's turn to be a part of that. The Gulf Coast Minority Chamber, they're helping us out with the facility on Saturday. The Pensacola Network of Black Professionals, they're going to help with the hosting of all the speakers and the hospitality at the event. The Black Bit Pensacola is also going to be supporting the event with the members from there, and also financially. Is also as part of our Black Founder program here in Florida. We have some budget from Florida Power and Light, so we just can't thank them enough. And if you're in Florida, you definitely give a shout out, because they're funding. They'll be funding some more cohorts this year, and also another 90-day program. We got one going on now based on the funding we get from them, so that's really good. And the guy who been after me to do a conference for startup best practices, this Synergy Construction out of St. Louis, so they're coming on board to help sponsor Ron. He's always on challenging the founders with tough questions, so we're definitely glad to have his support as well. The Equity Project Alliance is a local organization here in Pensacola, so we're excited to have their support, and also the industry hotels. We'll get industry hotels. We're also hoping to get the Black Innovation Alliance, and so we're just excited with the support. So if you know somebody that wants to help out with the event, please share the link, put it in the chat, and in order to take advantage of that. So it's literally BFIS, Black Founders Innovation Summit .kakuriinstitute.org, and that's the easiest way to get there. And so we appreciate any support from anybody out there. We're hoping to get locally here. We got the Make Startup folks. They're coming in from Augusta, Georgia. We have like Ron coming in from St. Louis. We have the folks coming in from Tampa, Orlando, and Miami, and Jacksonville. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really great event. I'm really excited, about that. So Yeah, that's really, really, really cool. All right. Anybody got any questions about what we're doing there? Let's switch over here. So that, yep, go ahead and register, and on there you can tell whether you're going to be online or you're going to come in person. And if you need any help with any hotel or anything, we can get you situated there as well. So, yeah, that was a mouthful, but I'm really excited about this. And the idea behind this conference is um, innovation is how you create value. An idea is worth zero, so you have to do continuous innovation to actually create some value. Um, so you pull a team of people together and kind of move forward. So we want to make sure you learn the best practices for innovation. This link up here, innovation.kakuinstitute.org, that's the link directly to the form, the registration form to fill out. So you're welcome to use that as well. Yes. Okay, now let's get down to some of the real nitty gritty. Yeah, and so what kind of spurred this conversation tonight? I was working with a founder last week out of South Carolina, and they were in need of some AWS credits. So they were doing some great things. And what I learned from this interactions from this founder, and he was actually on last week, he's a great tech guy. Yeah, he's like really fantastic and really going to go places. But so, and he's been out there, for a few years, but he's wasn't aware of the startup ecosystem, and so he needed some AWS credits. The bad news is he didn't get them, but since he didn't get them, that's why I'm here today to help you understand why he didn't get them and why what he's going to have to do when he resubmits his application. And it doesn't make sense if you out there doing the work, making a difference, and you can't take advantage of the free resources that are out there. So I'm gonna and I think I need to help people under. Let's see if I can find it. Let me find something here. So I'm gonna go here, and so I'm gonna go to Pitch Bob. Let's go to Pitch Bob real quick here. And so we're really high on Pitch Bob because it actually helps the founder understand a lot of things. But one of the examples here is the perks you get as a startup founder. I was trying to explain this downstairs a little bit ago. When you become a founder, you get access to perks or freebies or in-kind or discounted services. So this particular site that Pitch Bob has 362 perks on it. If you go to like the f6s.com, let me just flip over there for a minute. 6s.com. And a lot of, let's see, what kind of areas is this? I guess it's checking me out. And oh my goodness, let's see. Kittens.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
And we got Siri trying to talk to me.
You don't need to say Siri before you ask it.
Okay, I apologize for that. Got Siri talking to me now, trying to find some cats on the picture here. I guess I may not be human. Okay, so let's try again. I guess I'm human. So so you notice here, this one says 3.6 million in deals. So let's just get the link here, post it in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There it go. Where is it? Let me try it one more time. For some reason that didn't post. At least I don't see it. Give me Okay, so let me see something. Try one more time here. I'm hearing comments. It's not letting me post for some reason, but you got it. It's just simply f6s.com. It's not that big a deal. So as you see here, there are a lot of this is just showing the popular ones. Um, everybody needs a CRM, and yeah. Yep. So, and the Cloudflare looks like they were just giving me a problem there. So all of these are type in-kind freebie type stuff that you can get as a startup founder, and then they have them categorized as well. Company formation. Okay, so here's somebody giving the discount on company formation, cloud service. We just saw that. There's some information there. So, but if you go back over this one is actually pretty straightforward. I'll blow it up a little bit. So, I think the founder, his last week his bill was about $400 a month. So 5,000 would have helped him out quite a bit. And so it's also tagged as a popular deal. And let's see, Microsoft Azure. If you can use $25,000 of cloud credits, that's an example. But this is the point I want to make before I dive into the best practices. So let's say I want to get this particular thing. So I come over here, I click it, and it tells me all the stuff about the idea, about the freebie to get this 5,000. What do you know? Get approved. What's the eligibility criteria? So if you're a startup with less than 10 years old and you already haven't received already 5,000 in credits, you're eligible for this. But there are other programs that will give you 100,000 or more in these credits. What are the benefits? This is just through this particular company, but there are other stuff. So it's got all the benefits here for doing it. And so you can literally host your website using these credits. You don't have to, pay for hosting service. You can use some of the AI technology. And my startup, we got 25,000 of these credits, and for over a 2-year period, and then we got an additional 5,000 in support service to get help with doing out our cloud application. So, but this is where the problem comes in if you don't understand the startup ecosystem. So over here, and basically now I'm read all the stuff. I think I qualified. Then I click the thing, get deal. Okay, then it asks me, it wants me to log in. But after I actually log in, it's going to ask me for my the profile for my startup on LinkedIn. What's the link to your LinkedIn startup profile? So your LinkedIn page for your startup. So do you have a LinkedIn startup page? Okay, and it's also going to ask you for your website information. So those are the first two things it asks. So I was playing with this the other day, and I actually put in my .org email address. It's not going to give it to you if you're a nonprofit. So that's another way you have to think about it as well. But if you can't even get past the thing where you don't have a LinkedIn or a Crunchbase profile, you got a problem. You can't get the free credits. And so there's the backstory behind that. And so I saw a post on Saturday. This company had got 9,000 in LinkedIn credits, and the founder of the company, he was thanking his DevOps person for getting the 9,000 in credits. But the DevOps person understood that you have to explain to AWS, what's the vision of your company? What's the mission of your company? You literally have to articulate your business model for your startup. So if you don't know how to do that, you're not going to get the freebies. And so that's why we have this program to help you learn the best practices for building a startup. So you leverage the resources that are out there available to kind of offset some of the costs in the early stages when you're at the idea stage and all of that. But even to get into a program that trains you, a lot of these programs that even will get you can get in that will give you money, that non-diluted funding for helping you go down your startup life. You just have to know how to communicate what you're doing, even if you haven't built it yet. My first 6,000 in Azure credits, 60,000 in Azure credits was because of the way I articulated what we were building on a one pager. And it was part of a pitch contest that I didn't win the money in the pitch contest, but I won those 60,000 in credits. And so so there are so many programs out there, that startups can use. They just go on and on and on. If you go to our Kakua Institute Get Started page, we have the link to the Founders Opportunity, and there's just program after program after program after program. But you have to communicate what you're doing. There's anything from in-kind service to training to pitch competitions, you name it. But you can't get access to this stuff if you don't do it. And so at the Innovation Summit, we're going to have some founders there, the founders conference, that explain, how they leverage and got all these services. I met a lady down in Tampa last month that she had been in the Google for Black founders, 150,000. She had been into the Morgan Stanley Inclusive one, 250,000. She had been in another one for 400,000. That's because she knew how to articulate what she's building. And so that's what we're talking about here. So if anybody has any comments or questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be glad to kind of help give some give some more insight on some of these stuff. Now, if you have a nonprofit or a traditional business, there are grants and programs out there. We have them in the database here as well, but they still require you to communicate your business model clearly and concisely. Let's see if that link will post in this thing. Okay, there it is, f6s.com. So that's an example. So I leveraged the startup ecosystem with cognitive data system. I got close to 150 in cash. And I don't know what all the programs, accelerated programs I participated. I tell people it's probably over $300,000 worth of training, and support to build my startup, all non-diluted. No, I didn't have to give up any equity in my company or anything. So, but just leveraging the resources, the people were literally helping us fund the development of our MVP. Yes, so that's kind of a little motivation thing to kind of go back to why you do these best practices. And so the first thing, and we're going to cover this at the Innovation Summit as well, is this the mindset, the founder's mindset. So Sam Altman, the guy who runs OpenAI, that everybody that has a Chat GPT, he used to be a part of Y Combinator, and so he and you can get access to these links on that founders opportunity database. Let me go back there real quick so you can kind of see. Okay, so so we have some of the same stuff here. So you can see the link here. It's just 25 minutes of audio. He's explaining to you the journey, the journey of a startup founder. So the next thing this is a playbook we created. Actually, when we first got started, we didn't have the training thing like this lean stack. But thanks to Florida Power and Light, now we have the lean stack. So the lean stack is where you learn the lean startup methodology. So I can pull it up, and I probably should, but so that number 2 there is, this is the thing. The reason why you want to do the mindset, because being a founder is different. So it's like being on an adventure. You're building something that's new or that haven't been built before. So it's like you're going on an adventure. So you have to understand what that adventure is. And so you don't get bent out of shape when you have to do this or do that, or you have to pivot here or pivot there. But the good news is, when you follow the lean startup methodology, it doesn't matter what your idea is, because and we give you access to the tool. So if you have to fill out the form on our Get Started page, and we'll give you access to the lean stack tool. And so I think I should probably take a second to kind of show you that. So I'm going to go over here and log in, just so, man, everybody wants to verify that I'm who I am today. So I don't know what's going on here. So let's see, spaces. So let's go to one of the spaces here. Okay, so this is like one of the cohort things, and it has the 30-day training there. So why do you want to take the time to go through this training? It doesn't take 30 days to go through it, but you want to take the time to read the material and listen to the videos in there and use the tools in there. So you get access to this at no charge, and I'll just go through the curriculum real quick for you. Business model design, doing your outlining your business model, and your big idea canvas. So you spend 20 to 30 minutes on your big idea canvas. You don't go do any research. You just literally go fill out the 9 blocks in the canvas just based on what's in your head, and then you break it up into variants, and then you stress test the variance. And so the first stress test is desirability. So is anybody going to want to buy what I want to build? And so it's a simple test for that. You create a 60-second elevator pitch based on your customer segment. So one of your products you might sell to a business, another version of the product you might sell to a consumer. So you do the different versions of your customer segment, and you create a why now elevator pitch. And so, and there's a template for the why now elevator pitch. You can say it to yourself, tell it to your family, and see what they think. So to give you an idea if that's something that people may want. The next test that you do, so to see the why now elevator pitch, and there's a template for it. So take my word. And then the next thing you want to do is your viability and feasibility test. So the stress test for the viability, it only takes your pricing model. So you use the areas of the lean canvas, and maybe and also the stress test for. So let me see if I can pull the lean canvas up. Let me find something in here I can do. Okay, so let's just see what we got here. Let's just take this one. It looks like the person didn't totally. So your lean canvas
and there's a video that this is a customer sent me early adopters, and it's got a video that's if you're new to it, it explains how to do it. Just hit the question mark. Unfair advantage, question mark, Ted explains that to you, but the reading also kind of helps you do it. Unique value proposition, solution, problem, what are the people using now, what's your cost structure, what's the metrics, what's your key high level concept of your business. So that's you want to know that, because when you start talking to people about what you're building, you have to relate it to something they already know. What marketing channels are you going to use to kind of get to the marketplace? What are your revenue streams? And so let's just see, can we let's see, go back here. I'm gonna just do a new model real quick. Say best. This basically is a one-page business plan. Okay, so save that. So it gives me a nice clean canvas here, and I can start writing down who my customers are, et cetera, et cetera. And then so you fill this out, your big idea canvas, and then you make more versions of this on each of the variants, so your idea. And then so that's the canvas too. So that's this little icon here. And then you have this little icon here is where you go in and do your viability test. And so this is real straightforward and actually simple. So if you got a simple direct business model, you just click that. You go minimum annual recurring revenue, just minimum success criteria. Let's say 10 million goes here. And let's say you got a monthly recurring revenue of $100 that's the price for one of your products. And then you click here. And let's say your customers just hang around for 2 years paying that money. You click here to continue, and then you have the industry standard for acquisition. Let's say 1,000 people come to your website, and 10 of them do, 100 of them do a trial, and out of that 100, 10 of those actually convert to a paid thing. So we can leave that there. Referrals, you can do like something like 1 out of 10 people may do a referral, and this is how you get this. This is what determines your scalability. So you want to leave that at 10x. So you're literally trying to create a scalable business model. So this is how you get to know what it takes to do a 10x business model. Voila, you get this thing. Your minimum success criteria is 10 million annual recurring revenue in 3 years. Your pricing model is real important. $100 per month. Lifetime value, lifetime expected of the customers. I guess I put 1 year instead of 2. And then you got a acquisition rate of 10, referral rate of 10, and it said you need to attract at least 6,083 customers visits to your site every day after 3 years. That's a lot of people to attract to your website. But if you and that's if just to maintain, not grow, this 8,333 customer. So this is your customer factory, and this is kind of like the beginning of your CRM. How many people you have to get to your website to do a trial and to actually start paying. So you see this saying you need 182,500. Let's say, and this is actually in 1 month at the end of the three years. I'll show you this in a second. 10% of those sign up for a trial. 10% of those start paying that $100 a month. And that's where here. And so this is kind of like your customer factory. So so you get people in, and how long they're going to stay in there. You're going to get some referrals. But the good news is it plots you out your traction for the 3 years, and it sort of tells you where you are. And then the neat thing is it tells you each month how many people you have to get track to your website each month in order to convert to sales. And so literally we're doing this in like five minutes or less. And so when you're looking at this projection here, all you're trying to do is see if you can accomplish these amount of customers in over these time periods over the next 90 days or next year. And so that's kind of what you're doing here. But you can tell if you can create a sales funnel that you can track 700 people in 1 month. So $100 a month, you may or may not have to talk to somebody. So, but you probably don't have to talk to somebody if you're spending $100 a month. If they spend $100 a month, if they're spending 500, you're definitely gonna have to talk to them. 1,000, you're definitely gonna have to talk to them. If they're only spending $10 or $20, you're not gonna have to talk to them. And so, but $100 you may have. So the question is, do you have enough staff to reach out to this many people? And also, I got it blowed up too big. Let me bring it down a little bit so you can see it. And it also shows you the monthly income. So this is the income you're going to be making each month and what it would equate to in 1 year. So how many people can you pay with $56,000 a month? You see what I'm saying? Can you accomplish this? So it's giving you an idea so you can kind of do the viability and the feasibility. And so if your thing doesn't appear to be viable, what you need to do is see if you can actually generate more value for the customer so they're willing to pay more. So that's a real simple tool that you can actually use. And then the last tool in this that you get for free in here is the one where you document your wide now elevator pitch and your it says a 5 minute, but we do catapult founders through a three minute pitch. And so that's one of the tools. So after you do this, now you have the template on how to actually pitch your idea clearly and concisely. And you're literally pitching your business model, not your product. That's a challenge most people have. So it's literally telling you how to put this pitch deck together and what should go on each slide. And this is what when you're filling out an application, you put it in writing, or if you're trying to do a pitch contest, you're doing it verbally. So yeah. So, and this is what you use to recruit co-founders to your team to help you build what you're going to building. This is what you use to, this pitch is what you use to getting programs that give you free training. This pitch is what you use when you're applying for a pitch competition. So it's literally, you have to do this. And also when you're filling out that for those credits, you have to describe what your business model is, and you use the same information. And all it is whatever is, if you look at it, it's the desirability. You have slides in there that cover the desirability. You have slides in there that cover the viability. You have slides in there that cover the feasibility. And so you're getting the guidelines of how to do the best practices so you can take advantage of some of those things. So let's see what else. So that's that particular platform. And let's go one more, and then we'll nail down the nitty-gritty. And let me know if you have any questions here. So the next one I'll show you real quick is the Startup Science. And this is the one that teaches you all the terms and how to talk to investors and all of that good stuff. So let me get it up here. And so we offer this to you at no charge as well. And it has some freebies in here as well, and some tools. How do you accurately calculate your total addressable market, service addressable market, and so on and so forth. And so, and have a tool for what it calls ecosystem builder. That's for your industry, all the people that are in your industry, and they keep updating this all the time. So every time I log on, there's some new stuff in here. So these are some collections getting started, idea to purpose, and all of these things are like short videos or short audios, or you can read. So you can do it either way you want. And then here are the actual courses that you can kind of go through, and there's no order you have to go through them in, so you can literally just whatever you need, you can jump in there. But my recommendation is definitely to go through as many of them as you can. But as you go through those courses, it actually fills out your startup profile, your company profile. And so, and this is what you can invite the investors and mentors in to actually see. So all of this stuff, and so let's say you don't know how to calculate your customer acquisition cost. You've got the training in there to show you actually how to do that. Okay, so that was the lean stack and startup best practices. So let's get back to our here. We'll go here. It's a little bit bigger. So we covered the lean stack methodology, which that was what I just showed you was the startup science. And before that, what I showed you was the lean stack platform. The startup school, that's also a free program. You just go to startupschool.org. That's run by Y Combinator, and that has a slightly different approach. But you go through that, you're going to get connected to the Y Combinator community and all the stuff that they offer. So it's worth taking a look at. We talked about the profiles on the thing, but like I'm saying is you have to do all this background stuff so you know how to fill out the applications to get this free stuff. So and so this join and participate in local startup communities. That's where you meet people that you may end up partnering with. That's where you so like I was telling the crowd downstairs a few minutes ago, all the places I travel, St. Louis, Dallas, Miami, Tampa, they all have events that go on Thursday nights for startup founders. And so you meet other founders, you network, and you also have, they have best practice events, so like marketing, raising money, et cetera, et cetera. So being a founder is not something you should, do by yourself. But if you can get that traction curve and do that 10x with one founder, they will pay attention to you as well. So and so we offer there. So like let's say here in Pensacola, there's several things. We had a local founder take advantage of partnering with the university and getting all their funding, all the stuff associated with their startup. This all kinds of program, and so that's what we want to make sure you become aware of these programs. Just remember, it's all about. So I want to build something, and then who's out there is willing to help me build it, and then there's a whole ecosystem out there willing to help you build it. And I know that's a hard thing for people to believe, but anything in life, really, if you make the connections, somebody will help you to do what you want to do. But you have to have that mindset, the founder's mindset, that you can get the help. To me, when you're on your journey, it's just you. It is a journey. And there's some stuff you have to go through, but you don't really understand that. So what we try to do here at the Kaku Institute, we try to we work with you on all the closing that knowledge gap. But you have to do all these things in the ecosystem so that you can apply for these things and get the funding you need to move forward. And there's a lot of non-diluted funding out there, and there's a lot of equity-based funding. So it's just a matter of the strategy you want to use. And so our goal this year is to get as many people on our platform as possible, but we want to definitely make sure we teach at least 1,000 Black founders the best practices for building a startup, so they can leverage the ecosystem to get the help they need. You get free mentorship help, free training, free software. I tell people, like, when I got involved in the startup community over 10 years ago, I got in Microsoft program, and all those software licenses, I'm still using them today. And so it's pretty, it's all about cutting down the costs. And there are all kind of resources out there, pitch competitions, idea and pre-accelerator programs out there, accelerator program, startup showcases. We were down in Tampa. They startups had booths down there to kind of make connections. There's facilities to let you use to get stuff at a discount at. And there's just so many startup programs out there to kind of support. But if you don't have the knowledge and don't know the skills and best practices, you're literally out of luck. And why to me, what I decided many years ago, what should I do? Should I go out there and do a traditional business, or should I go out there and build a startup? If I go out there and do the traditional business, I got to get loans. I got to have good credit. If I want to do a startup, all I have to do is show people that I can pull a team together, and I'm willing to go through learn the best practices and tell people where I'm at now, where I'm headed the next 3 months, and where I'm headed the next year after. It's just literally learning the best practices for building a startup. And like I said, it's a journey, and you got to get that mindset right. But yep. So I could go on and on, but the bottom line is, you can believe me or not believe me, but I see founders all the time, and some of them will take advantage of the opportunities, and some are not, and they're there for you. So it's up to you whether you do it. At the Kaku Institute, we support all founders, but for our cohorts for our funding, they're typically for Black founders. So the bottom line is, we haven't charged founders anything for the services over the past 3 years, and I meet people all the time, and they're not aware of the stuff that's available to them, and that they can leverage, and they're out there trying to raise money and not even taking advantage of the in-kind service. But there are a lot of founders out there that are, and so you just need to know that and realize that. And so with our Black Founders Innovation Summit, we want to bring some of those people so you can meet them in person and realize what we're saying is real and impactful, to kind of help people move forward. And so let me pull up my website just so you kind of know what the deal is. Because we hate to see you out there struggling and spinning your wheels when there's a proven methodology that you can use. Why spin your wheels if somebody actually can provide you a roadmap? So put this link in there. Let's hope it posts okay. All right, and let's see, start up on the blocks. Okay, and so you need talent to help you build your startup. So these are some of the programs out there, and we also have some training programs. And you can click this Innovation Skills Initiative. Let's see. Look at that. And so there are a lot of stuff out there. And so this Startup on the Blocks is the link you click to kind of get to access to our training programs. That's for everyone. We're working with founders over in Africa, Trinidad, all over the world with our partnership with Blacks in Technology. So the Founders Opportunity showed you that earlier. And don't miss out on these opportunities. If you need the playbook is right here, and these are the links. And we use this software for this called Coda, and as a nonprofit, we get it for half price. But you as a founder, you can get it for free, $1,000 worth. But you do have to articulate your business model clearly. So one thing I didn't share as much about, and let's see, can I find it here? So is it here? Yeah, I think this is it. So yeah, so I'll put this, let me make sure I've got the published link in there so you can get access to it. So this is some of the AI tools we're suggesting founders use. I can review those real quick. So a lot what we run into when we have founders, they do the lean canvas, and they don't. How do you empower them to know whether they did a good job or not? And so this Seabiscuit to and I believe you have to use ChatGPT, but they're working on a version where you don't actually need ChatGPT. Let's see here, and so, but anyway, it'll analyze, rate your business model in a lot of different areas like scalability from 1 to 10. Pitch Bob, this is our discount code. You get 50% off, and that generates your pitch deck, a business model canvas. I think it's about 7 or 8 documents you get, and plus you also get access to those in-kind and free service. There's on ChatGPT Plus, there's a Startup GPT. I haven't looked to see what all the new stuff is out there, so this is probably outdated. Wisdom AI, all of this stuff will help you. This one is free. You can use that one. It's trying Startup Hub, Professor Synapse. That's a great one. And then this Jan.ai. That's something you can download to your computer to kind of do that for free. I'll do one last thing, then I'm going to sign off. So I was working with the founder last week, and I'll put the link to this in there. And then this is some ideas on how you can actually leverage the AI stuff to kind of get started quick. And so literally you can follow the stuff in this link to kind of help you get up to good start with your lean canvas. I want to share this because I was trying to communicate to the founder last week and on how to leverage. You can do the lean canvas the way you want to do it, but so what I decided to do here was to ask ChatGPT to help come up with some the identify and articulate the problems in the entire chaplain supply chain from a end user, service provider, a manufacturer. So if you're going to build a startup, the first thing the ecosystem organizations wants to know, how big is the problem you're solving? So if you do a chat related to the supply chain for the industry you're in, you understand the problems from the user standpoint, the service provider, or the manufacturer. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to ask it to explore what are some potential business models for those problems, that are in that whole supply chain. So try to get at least 15. It'll spit out, 10, then you can ask it to spit out some more. Then you select a combination of those business models and have it do a lean canvas for that combination of business model. And then with this lean canvas, you will see how to articulate, your problem you're solving, the alternatives that are available, the customer segments, all the stuff that you need. And this is going to help you know how to communicate it with other people. And so we suggest also leveraging PitchBob, see how well it does doing something similar. Then use the lean stack tools to evaluate your business model for desirability, viability, and feasibility. So don't take that part for granted, because literally you could be out there spending years working on an idea that's not viable. Why not take 5 minutes to figure out if your idea is viable or not? Founders don't want to follow the process. You go out there spending your time, wasting your money. You're going to be disappointed. Why not, make sure it's viability before you spend a dime on building it? And that's the purpose of building a business model. Then you do your pitch story, and you can. So what I did next, on the above this, asked ChatGPT to design some prompts that I can use to find out the information, articulating the supply chain problem, and say, this is a prompt you can use. List the common problems end users, service providers, and manufacturer, let's say in the health insurance industry, the security industry, whatever industry you're in, you want to know all the problems from the whole supply chain, because you want to build a solution that's going to help out as many people as possible. Explore the business model. What's the prompt for that? What are 15 potential business models that I can help me solve the problem in this supply chain? Then select, look at all the business models, select the ones you use. It's just going to be a description, and then you're going to ask it to, how can I effectively communicate the chosen business model in each section of the lean canvas for that particular industry? And you can use PitchBob to refine it. So you can this thing right here, you can do this in less than an hour, and to get an idea of what you're doing. So it's up to you. You want to do it the old-fashioned manual way, or you want to do it the new way. And get in a program. Get in our program. Get some guidance. We have 10 Lean Stack certified mentors. So why be out there by yourself? Get with the program. Get in our program, with some program wherever you are. See you all next week, and don't forget, to go out there and take a look at and register, at least for the online version. If you're not here in Pensacola, not willing to come up here to the beach, the white sands and emerald green waters, you can do it online, but we would love to see you in person up here, and spread the word. Don't let other founders out there keep wasting time and spending money. I've interviewed somewhere between 250 to 300 founders over the past 3.5 years. Don't learn, what I've learned, and don't spin your wheels. And that's all we're suggesting. and we're here to help, and we're here every Thursday. So you can count. So since 2013, 3.5 years, and we normally do about 48 events. These are Thursday night events. So so that's a lot of events that we've been doing. So by August, we've done close to 200 Thursday night events like tonight. So take advantage of the stuff that's out there, and don't spin your wheels. Feel free to reach out and fill out the forms on CocoaInstitute.org Get Started pages, and we'll see you all next week. And fill out that stuff, and let's build something and make some progress. See y'all next week. Bye-bye, everyone.